Hey YouTube, welcome back to UniXDBS, and welcome back. It's been a little bit, but life has been a little hectic, so trying to get it in when I can. And we're gonna get back to our consistency, just a lot of whole shifting and whatnot. Now, today, as the title may insinuate, we've got a cool deck profile going on. The homie, the roomie, the boy, Nick Green, has actually topped with U7 Goku. And I mean, it's actually like balls to the walls aggro U7 Goku, and anytime the boys shine, I always want to put them on the channel because that's just what's hot. So we're about to get into that. Just a couple reminders before we get into it. If you like the content and you want to join the UX fam, think about hitting that subscribe button. Of course, you don't have to, but if you just kind of forgot that that thing was there, here's a reminder. And yeah, just wanted to put that out there. Past that, you can find all these official announcements on the Dragon Ball Super Facebook group, the official one, but you can also find us talking about it on the unofficial discussion group. Links to both will be in the description. And last but not least, if you want to talk with all the homies and the people that have joined the channel already, you've got the link to the UniX Discord in the description. And it's not just the card games there. There's like, Digimon, there's One Piece, Dragon Ball Super. I'll also talk about some of the games. There's channels for everything. And if there's not a channel for you, just talk to me and we'll get it situated. So yeah, without further ado, we're gonna segue into Nick's segment, and yeah, we'll get right on that.
What's going on, UniXDBS? It's Nick motherfucking Green, back at it again with another red deck. We're here with U7 Goku. This is Gecko, U7 Gecko, that's what we're calling it. It's a crack name. So, to start off, we're gonna start with the 1-drops. The 1-drops are these guys. Now, as you guys know, I got top 16 at the Otakon with this list. I think it's probably the better U7 list. No one's ready for it just yet. So these are the 1-drops of the deck. We have the Geckos, the U7 Gohans, and the 17. If you don't know what the Gecko does, he chooses a battle card from your deck and puts it into your drop area, and then you get to choose an effect to give one of your cards 5k, or give one of your opponent's cards -5. So you drop this guy, he goes into your drop area, and because he went there from your deck via skill, he comes to the battlefield and mills 1. So it gives you an extra 5k to combo with and filters your deck. It's a pretty good combo. You can use it to buff your cards, really beat up your opponent. The next part of the list is going to be our little Frieza chain that we run to complement our aggressive strategy. So here we have the Golden Frieza that all U7s play, and what a lot of them don't play. Now the aggro lists play them, obviously, because this is the aggro deck. But if you're not aware, they play the ball and this Frieza. This ball can be used on this Frieza, and when you use it, it goes under the Frieza, and then you take this Frieza from your deck or hand and play it on top of it in active mode. So you get to swing this guy twice, evolve for free with another double striker. And then he's got some effects too that are pretty nice. He's double strike unique, and when you can use activate main, you can place him in your drop area. Then you can choose a card. You get to choose a card out of your opponent's hand and discard it, which is really good because you have a chance to snipe like a really good card. It's way better than like just having them drop a card. And then when he's removed from the battlefield via skill or KO'd, if your opponent has 3 or more energy, you get to pick up an extra card of 1 or less. So you just pick up ball. So it's a really aggressive strategy there. To complement the aggressive strategy, we've got the other cards that are really annoying to deal with turns 1 and 2. The Double Striker 17, 4-drop Vegeta, and Divine Presence. So these we all know what these cards do. It's the same in every U7 profile. The point is to slap them on the field turns 2 and 3 to push your opponent from about 6 to probably about 3 life is typically where they go. So yeah, so like turn 2 is like play this Frieza, swing him a bunch of times, play this 17, then you can evolve, play this Frieza. So we're at 2 single strikes, a double strike, another double strike, and your leader swing. Not a lot of decks are able to deal with that, so they normally just end up taking a bunch of damage. These guys are really good pressure for different matchups. Divine Presence is really good against blue specifically, just because blue can't really answer a card like this because they can't remove it, and it's too big for them to just be like Realm of the Gods combo out of it. And the Vegeta, he's kind of mid sometimes, but he can really pop off against decks that play a lot of blockers like Gamma with their counterplay blockers, or just to remove a token negate out of your way. For the rest of the U7s, we just got the normal stuff. So let me move these out of the way really fast. The packages are kind of large because you need a lot of U7s for your deck. So the rest of U7 stuff is just the skills cards to complement our 1-drop Gohan. So you can draw a card, just cycle him. Our 4 Frieza super combos. Sparking 5 super combos are great because you're likely going to still be at 7 life turn 3. The Vegeta Secret Rare, it's the best Secret Rare for this deck for pretty obvious reasons. It's Vegeta, it's built for this deck so you get maximum value, but more importantly, it burns your opponent for 1. And the counterplay. This guy's really good at removing the blockers from the token negates, which is typically all you really use them for. That's really it. I pretty much tap out every turn. You don't want your opponent to really go. You don't want to go to turn 4. I really don't have time to be dealing with these turn 4 plays. So by turn 3 or 4, the game's got to be over because, as you can see so far, I don't play unison or counterplays. It's just a waste of my time. It's just a lot of energy investment to have someone tap 4 for a broken card. For some non-U7, some really good tech cards, we have the One-Hit Wonder. He's okay. I'd probably take him out. I sided him most games, but he's a fine card if you really don't feel like it. I had to give these cards back, but these are Resolve for Nudes. I play 2 in the main for here, 3 After Image, 3 Broly Crown, 1 Champa, and 2 Frieza's Death Ball. The After Image is pretty self-explanatory. You get the Sparking 5 turn 2, so you can use it to protect your battle cards to swing at their face multiple times. I went to the event expecting a lot of blue decks, so I mained 3 Crown. It's really good versus most of the blue decks. Gamma is live turn 3 every single time, so you can really just tap 1, and if they don't have a counterplay, then you get to look at their hand. If they do, you just tap 1 card for this card that doesn't matter too much, and they use their counterplay, which you can outplay with your minus effects. They don't get any value at all. Champa gets Champa. The more surprising card in the deck is Frieza's Death Ball. This card overperformed pretty heavily, coupled with Champa. It's just a huge swing. You run out of like stuff to swing with in this deck pretty fast because you only play 1 of the 17 and Frieza's a turn. So once you've played them and you have 3 or more energy, it just opens up windows that you wouldn't normally have. So, I mean, we all know what this leader does. I'm not going to explain it. If you don't know what it does by now, I don't know what to tell you, dog. The deck's been really good for a while now. Yeah, so that's the main deck. It's kind of a mess. It's best one pre-side, so I pretty much have a 65 card main deck. Or I guess this deck's 59, so it's a lot bigger main deck. So for the side deck, we'll start off with the Quetzalcoatl's. It's pretty much main deck. I sided it every single game in the 10-round tournament. It was pretty nuts. The little gecko guy, he can actually drop the Quetzalcoatl whenever you need it, which was the biggest thing for me. He was about to come out, but you can drop him and then use it. So if you don't have the Resolver Dude in your hand, you can just search it. You can just Foolish Barrel it. You can get it out of your deck. I can't say that word. Don't make
Foolish Burial.
Yeah, I can't say that word. It's not happening. I side the extra Resolve Renewed. He came in sometimes. I would probably main 2, side 2. You just don't want to get floodgated in the early games. That's your only way. That's your opponent's only way to not just die right there. Is when they floodgate you. So like Android 13 floodgate or Baby Gohan sometimes. But that floodgate sucks. You can just swing through it. It doesn't really do anything. So the rest of our side is kind of goofy. I didn't side the other. I didn't side these cards, to be honest. I just thought I might, so I put them in there. So the cards on the side are Violent Rays, 4 Videl, 3 Jiren, 1 8-drop, and 2 Kaioken. The deck's an aggro deck, but I felt like giving myself the option to turn into regular U7 from time to time might be beneficial. I was pretty much wrong. I mean, you only really need these 3 cards. Yeah, I didn't really feel like being regular U7. Everyone's so ready for regular U7. So they have plenty of side, especially in the best one pre-side format. They can just side in a bunch of stuff to mess with your big plays. So it just felt Giga Neg instead of just killing them on turn 3. So yeah, that's the Gecko U7 list. It's just an aggro U7. You're just supposed to beat them up turns 3 through 4 and then kill them with your secret rare. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
Alright, so off screen, I just wanted to know, like, were there any particular matchups you felt were like freemium 99 or in this case, just harder than normal?
Every matchup I went first in was pretty free. The deck going first is probably the best deck in format. Just none of these decks are ready for this type of pressure going first. Everyone I tested against knows that. But going second, everything gets a lot harder. I found the hardest going second is probably, I don't know, Trunks Cheetah and Gamma can give you a hard time with that extra energy. You just have to navigate your game pretty well going second. The game just gets so much harder if you lose the die roll. So the best tip I can give you if you want to play this deck is to practice your die rolls and get really good at it.
Awful. But even so. That is the entire deck profile. If you guys have any questions, just leave it in the back. In fact, I'm just gonna jump in. Just leave it in the comments and I'll just direct them over to Nick. I really do like it when I can get the pilots themselves to start coming in and explaining some of the things, because it is their deck. It's what they piloted, it's what they brought to their top. So hopefully we can get some of your questions answered, and I hope you guys liked the video. So that being said, thank you guys for watching. As always, I hope you like the content. We'll be back in the week for more and more, and we're getting more and more Zenkai spoilers. We're going to start diving directly into that, as well as the Anti-Box spoilers we're going to be getting more and more of soon. So yeah, ignore that Discord sound. I hope you guys had a great time watching, and I'll see you next time.